Om Vakradunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhar Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastama Vitvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The last class we have seen among the 9 Dhyana shlokas, 4 Dhyana shlokas we have seen. The first Dhyana shloka through which we offered our namaskara to Bhagavad Gita, and the second Dhyana shloka is a shloka on the author Vyasacharya. So we offered our salutations to Vyasacharya. And in the third Dhyana shloka, the Acharya, Bhagavan Krishna, he is the Acharya. He is offered namaskara. And in the fourth Dhyana shloka, Bhagavad Gita, Gita is praised. And again in the fifth Dhyana shloka, it is the Acharya, the Gita Acharya, that is Bhagavan Krishna, is offered namaskara again. So fifth Dhyana shloka we will read. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Please chant.
Vasudeva Sudan Devam Kamsanchanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
So the fourth shloka and the fifth shloka, they describe Gita and Bhagavan Krishna respectively. So here Bhagavan Krishna is described, and to him we offer our namaskara. Who is Krishna as a person? As a person is talked about. Who is he? Not as an avatar, as a person. Vasudeva Sutam. Sutam means son. Son of Vasudeva. That is why it's called Vasudeva. So as a son of Vasudeva, he is a son of Vasudeva. Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam is the Mardana, destroyer of whom Kamsa and Chanura, they are the Asuras. He who destroyed them. Devaki Paramanandam, Devaki, the mother of Krishna. So he was the greatest Ananda, joy of Devaki, his mother, and he is a Jagat Guru because he gave the teaching to Arjuna and through Arjuna to all of us. Therefore, he is the Guru, and what he taught, Gita, the message, is universal. Therefore, Jagat Guru, the teacher of the world. He teaches the entire humanity to the Gita. To him, Krishnam, and he is looked upon as Bhagavan. He is Bhagavan only, not looked upon. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. So here, more of his attributes from the standpoint of a human being are mentioned. Vasudeva, son of Vasudeva, and the the greatest joy of Devaki and the destroyer of Kamsa and Chanana. The whatever the he did or his human attributes, whatever were his human attributes, his father, mother, and whatever he did, like the destruction of Kamsa and Chanura, they are mentioned. Therefore, more of human attributes. And to him, the Jagat Guru, we offer our namaskar. I salute. Agam Vande. Vayam Namamaha. I salute Krishna, the Lord, the teacher of the world, the son of Vasudeva. So we should note here, Vasudeva is Krishna's father, and Krishna is Vasudeva. So they are not same. Vasudeva, Vasudeva. Dasharataha, Dasharati. Dasharati is Rama, son of Dasharatha. Vasudeva is Krishna, son of Vasudeva. So Vasudeva Sutam, destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura, and the greatest joy of Devaki. Krishna as the teacher of the world, Jagat Gurum. In the fifth verse, Krishna is presented as the teacher of the world, Jagat Guru. Jagataha Guruhu Jagat Guruhu. A teacher can only be teacher of the world if he or she has a universal message. That is important. If he has a message for a particular community or a particular caste or a particular section of people, then he cannot be called the Jagat Guru, teacher of the world. The message of the Gita is for the entire humanity, then given by Bhagavan Krishna. Therefore, he is called Jagat Guru. That is the meaning of Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru Shri Kanchi Kamakoti Pitadishwara Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, and all we say, similarly Sringeri Acharya Jagat Guru, because the teaching is universal. What they teach is the Shastram only. Shastram is universal. The teaching of Shastram is universal for all the people. Also, one can teach only those people who want a subject matter he or she is teaching. For instance, only those who are interested in calculus will go to a teacher of calculus. A universal message is relevant to everyone, everywhere, even though not everyone will be interested in it. Important. Not everyone is interested in moksha. So, therefore, moksha being common, moksha being the Purushartha, it is the only Purushartha, as we have seen. It is to be desired to be desired by all human beings, but not all human beings are interested in getting or striving for moksha. Manushyanam Sagasreshu Kaschit Etata Siddhaye Etatamapi Siddhanam Kaschin Mam Veti Tattvataha. Krishna tells in the 7th chapter. We are going to see among the thousands of people, only a few attempt for moksha. Among them, only a few get it. So therefore, there are no many takers for it. There are no many takers, only few are there. Therefore, even though the message is universal, not everyone is really interested or committed in getting it. Here, the message of the Gita can be given to anyone, but it is relevant to everyone. So, this Gita can be given to those who are interested, but the message is relevant for everyone. Krishna is not considered to be a teacher merely because he is accepted as such, but because he has a message acceptable to all. This we must know. It is a message that is extremely valuable to everyone. Without it, one's life is a search that never comes to an end. This message which Krishna is giving here in the Gita is what makes him a Jagat Guru. Krishna as a person for purposes of meditation. As a teacher of the world, Krishna is looked upon as a person with certain qualities or attributes, but only for the purpose of meditation. Saguna Brahma Upasana. Krishna is an avatara. Therefore, Ishvara himself came down in the form of a human being, and therefore he can be meditated upon having certain qualities or attributes, and whatever lila he performed, that all these for the purpose of meditation. When that which is being discussed is free from all attributes, it's a matter of knowledge. But the same Krishna, when he doesn't have attributes, free from all attributes, Nirgunam Krishna, without guna, what it is? It is the matter of our knowledge. Nirgunam Krishna is Nirgunam Brahma. So it is a matter of our knowledge. When Krishna is looked upon as a person with attributes, it's for meditation. When Krishna is looked upon as one free from all attributes, then it's a matter of knowledge. That's the difference between upasana and jnanam. Upasana requires attributes, qualities, attributes meaning qualities, and vidya jnanam doesn't require. Jnanam is not for understanding the attributes, not for understand. It's for understanding the person who is free from all attributes. The person means that the one who is free from all the attributes. What is that? Atma. So Krishna, when he is looked upon as Paramatma, Ishvara with no attributes, then it is a matter for knowing, knowledge. It is something to be understood. When a particular form with a set of attributes is being talked about, such as Krishna as a person, it is purely for the purpose of meditation. And that is what is done in this shloka. Devaki Paramanandaha Vasudeva Sutam iti Kamsajanuramardanam iti. In this verse, some historical facts are given about Krishna to create a figure for meditation. He is described as a person of Vasudeva, Vasudeva Sutta, and at the same time is a Lord, Deva, the father of all, including Vasudeva. He is a father of all fathers, including Vasudeva. Vasudeva, only from the standpoint of this Manushya Sharira, is a father, but Bhagavan Krishna is a father of all. Obviously, therefore, is not an ordinary person. If he were, then we would not meditate upon him. Krishna as the destroyer of evil. Krishna is also referred to here as a destroyer of evil. We should know there is no evil beyond our minds, and that there is no such thing as an evil mind. So the word evil is purposefully used to understand and negate or dismiss or avoid or to avoid the usage of the word evil. There is no evil beyond our minds, and there is no such thing as an evil mind. There is only wrong thinking that needs to be corrected. Krishna, described as a Lord, is a chastiser of the wrongdoers. By giving them what they deserve, he removes this evil of incorrect thinking. So, what is this evil? There is nothing called evil. If at all evil is there, that is aviveka, not understanding, incorrect knowledge, incorrect thinking. Where that is located, it is in our minds. So there is nothing beyond our minds, means there is nothing evil outside located. There is no evil forces working against us. If at all, if it is there, it is in our own mind. The mind is the cause for everything. Manaha eva manushyanam. Manaha eva manushyanam bandha mukta karanam. So, mind alone is the cause for the bondage, the cause for freedom also. So Krishna is a source of happiness. Next topic. Krishna is the greatest joy of his mother. Devaki. Ikaranda Shabda. Devaki is the most attractive, the one who is the source of all happiness. Manameva Manushyanam, Manahayeva Manushyanam, Karanam Bandha Moksha Yogo. I was just trying to remember the line. It's from the Upanishad, from Upanishad. Mind alone is the cause for all bondage and as well as freedom. A beautiful line. So, if at all there is bondage or freedom, where it is not outside, it is all inside the mind. Similarly, the evil, where is evil? There is no evil. That's the point. Anyway, coming back to here. So, Krishna is the most attractive, the one who is the source of all happiness. Anything that attracts is called Krishna. Karshati iti Krishna. Akarshati iti Krishna. That which attracts is called Krishna. So, Krishna as a Lord and also as a human being, as an avatara, when he came down, he attracted everyone. As a Lord, he attracts everyone with attributes. As a human being, as an avatara, he attracted all the people. So, therefore, we deserve the title Krishna. Anything that attracts is happiness. So, nobody gets attracted to that which is not a source of happiness. So, anything where there is attraction, then that must be the source of happiness. So therefore, anything that attracts is happiness, the source of happiness. What pleases you attracts you because it makes you happy. What pleases you, that attracts you. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. This are before also. Something you like because it pleases you. Therefore, you're attracted. That is why the source of happiness is the focus of complete attraction. O Krishna, the teacher of the world, whose message is universal, I salute you. Then comes the next shloka, sixth shloka. Here, the characters of the Mahabharata, particularly the characters, the people on the side of Kauravas are described. Beautiful it is presented. Nice imagination. We'll read this shloka. भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रतजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला. Please chant.
Bhishma Dronatata Jayadratha Gandharani Lotphala.
Gandhara is, now it is called Kandahar, located in Afghanistan. Shalyagrahavati kripena vagani karnena velakula.
Shalyagrahavanti Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula.
Ashwathama vikarna ghora makara duryodhana vartini.
Ashwathama Vikarna Thoram Makarala Duryodhana Vardhini.
Sotirna khalu pandavai rananati kaivartaka keshavaha.
Sonitina Kalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivataka Keshavaha.
Pandavai dirgha. Okay. Anyway. So here Bhishma, Jayadratha, then Shalya, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Duryodhana, as well as Pandava and Krishna also. All the names are mentioned here. So, Kaivartakaha Keshavaha. Keshava is Bhagavan Krishna. Another name of Lord Krishna is Keshava. So, he is the Kaivartaka. Kaivartaka means boatman. He is the Kaivartaka Krishna. Keshava is a boatman. Boatman. What is the job of the boatman? He takes the people from one side of the river to other side. He makes them cross over. Cross over, then there must be a nadi, there must be a river. What is the nadi which is flowing, which is crossed over, or which is crossed over with the help of Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna? He makes the people cross over. What is that nadi? Rana Nadi, the river of battle. This battle for which both the Pandavas and Kauravas are assembled in Kurukshetra. Rana Nadi, Rana means battle. So the battle is compared to a river, and Krishna is a ferryman, boatman. He is the one who takes the people to the other side. Whom does he take? Whom does he take? Those who stick to dharma. Here, the yuddha between adharma and dharma. Yuddha between Kauravas and Pandavas. Kauravas are adharmic, Pandavas are dharmic. They represent, Kauravas represent adharma and Pandavas represent dharma. So therefore, it's a yuddha between dharma and adharma. Since Pandavas represent dharma, therefore Krishna will take only Pandavas to the other shore. So Pandava, this river of battle, Rananadi, Uttirna, Sotirna, Sa Rananadi Uttirna. This Rananadi, this river of battle, crossed over by Pandavas. To cross over, they cannot cross over by themselves because the river is infested with so many dangers, and that is what is described in the first three lines. The current of the river is heavy, turbulent, and there are sharks and other animals ready to devour. Therefore, it is not easy to cross unless you have an intelligent boatman. So, who is the boatman? Here, Bhagavan Krishna himself is the boatman. So, he is the one who takes the Pandavas to the other shore, helping them to cross over this river of battle. Now, now the river, which is infested with all the dangers, are described in the other line. What are they? Now, all these are description of the river. Now, river is described. Rananadi, the river of battle. The river, and the river is described. The river, what are there in the river? Bhishma, Drona, Tata. Bhishma and Drona, they are the banks of the river. They are the battle is looked upon as a river compared to a river. And for the river, river must have two banks, Bhishma and Drona. So they are the banks. They make the river flow in a controlled way. So therefore, Bhishma and Drona, they are the banks. Tata Jayadrata Jala. The water is Jayadrata. Jayadrata is the water. Jayadrata, another warrior, great warrior. We will talk about them. The character is going to come later. Jayadrata is a river. And Gandhara is referring to this Shakuni. Gandhara Nilotpala. Gandhara is the prince of Gandhara, that is Shakuni. He is compared to the blue lily. Blue lily is nice and pleasant. Similarly, this Shakuni is also pleasant person, but his attitude is not like that. So it's compared to a blue lily. Gandhara Nilotpala. Shalya Grahavati. Shalya is another king. Is also going to be described. I mean, the shloka, we will see that Shalya is compared to Grahavati, is compared to the shark. So therefore, the river is infested with shark, the greatest shark, Shalya. It can devour the person, shark. Kripena Vagani. By the Kripacharya. Kripa is the water has got, the river has got flow, that speed is there, and that speed is Kripa. Kripena Vagani. Kripa Charya is the one who makes the water flow at a certain speed of the river. Karnena Vela Kula. Karna is the Vela Kula. Karna is compared to the Vela Kula. Vela Kula means breakers. There are many breakers in the river. So Karna is the Vela Kula. Ashwattama Vikarna Ghora Makara. Ashwattama and Vikarna. Two people are there mentioned here. They are compared to Ghora Makara. Ghora Makara could be a crocodile, or it could be compared to the whales. They are the whales. Great danger. So dangerous whales. Ashwattama and Vikarna. Duryodhana Vartini. Duryodhana is a whirlpool. The river may have many whirlpools, but Duryodhana is the main whirlpool, greatest whirlpool. So the river is infested with so many dangers. How to cross this river without the help of Krishna? Not possible. Then that is what is beautifully described in this meditation. First, we'll read. With Bhishma and Drona as its banks, Jayadratha as its water, Gandhara, that is Shakuni, as a blue lily, Shalya, Shalya as a shark, Kripa as the speed of water's flow, and Karna as its breakers, Ashwattama and Vikarna as its killer whales, And Duryodhana has its whirlpools. The river of battle was indeed crossed by the Pandavas because the boatman was Krishna. So therefore, we'll read now the Pandavas. The Pandu's sons were five in number. The oldest son was Yudhishthira, also called Dharmaputra. The second one son was Bhima. Arjuna, who appears in the Gita, was the third son. The fourth and fifth were Nakula and Sahadeva. The river of battle. It is said that the Pandavas crossed the river of battle, Rananadi, which is described poetically in this verse. Every river must have two banks within which the water flows. Without the bank, there would be no river at all. Bhishma and Drona are the two banks of this river of battle. Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma, Arjuna's grandfather, was the eldest in the family and a man of great woes. He was considered to be invincible even though he was an old man. Bhishma was such a great warrior that he never lost a battle. Only trickery could destroy him. So only trickery, by only deception, he could be won. And Drona was the greatest archer, the guru who taught archery to Arjuna and his brothers as well as his cousins. So Bhishma is also common to all of them. Drona also is common to all of them. Bhishma being a family member, head of the family, and the senior member of the family. And Drona is the common acharya for both Kauravas and Pandavas. And they have taken the side of Kauravas. Duryodhana. Both Bhishma and Drona were in Duryodhana's ranks against the Pandavas. Duryodhana took care of them during the 13 years that the Pandavas were in exile. He pampered them so much that they felt obliged to him, and he made sure that they felt obliged. Bhishma and Drona were his strength, and because of them, he thought he could win the war. He had one important ally in Krishna, in Karna. Therefore, these three people were the indirect causes of this war. Without them, Duryodhana would definitely not have embarked upon it. So Duryodhana's strength were Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. Important people, three important people. In the river, there are always whirlpools. In this verse, Duryodhana is compared to a whirlpool because anyone who went near him got sucked in. Once caught in a whirlpool, it's difficult, very difficult to get out. They all get sucked into this battle. Bhishma, Drona, and Kripa, his uncle, all of them got sucked in. Even though they were all kind to the Pandavas, Duryodhana was able to drag them into his grip because he was such a scheming person. Duryodhana's other allies. Although Bhishma and Drona were the banks of this river of battle, the river would have been empty if Jayadratha and his huge army had not been there. Jayadratha provided the manpower and was therefore the water. So, because he gave his huge army, and therefore Jayadratha is compared to the water. There are many areas in the river where the water collects and remains. Yes. So, therefore, you need a breaker. This is where the blue lilies grow, making the river not only beautiful but difficult to move through because of the entangling stalks. The prince of Gandhara, the Shakuni, is referred to here as blue lily. The river being described as was one that had sharks in it. Shalya is likened to a shark and is called the greatest grabber. He was the Karna's charioteer and was considered the greatest driver. The charioteer is very important in battle. He must not only have great expertise in driving, but he must also encourage the warrior whose chariot he is driving. Therefore, the driver has got twofold responsibility: driving the chariot and also encouraging the warrior and helping them winning the war. Twofold responsibilities. But during the battle with the Pandavas, Shalya discouraged Karna and as much as he could because of a promise he had made earlier to the Pandavas. So, Shalya, he made a promise to Pandavas before. At the same time, he accepted to be on the side of Duryodhana. Therefore, he was caught. So, he discouraged Karna. The current in this river was very fast and it was provided. The momentum was provided by Kripacharya. Because of Karna, it was full of breakers. Ashwatthama, the son of Drona, was a greatest archer and also a killer. Vikarna was one of the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. These two, Ashwatthama and Vikarna, were the youngest and they are described as killer whales. Gora Makara iti. Crossing the river of battle. To cross such a terrible river is not easy. It is only possible by boat. Swimming across is impossible because of all the whales, whirlpools, and breakers. Even a boat may not make it. There is, however, a way. If Krishna is your boatman, you can cross this river of samsara. We too face the various problems mentioned here. We have whirlpool problems, breaker problems, whale problems, credit card problems, etc. If Lord Krishna is a boatman, you will definitely make it. Then comes the next shloka. This is another beautiful shloka. A beautiful imagination. We'll chant this. Parasharyavachas sarojamamalam Gitarthagandhotkatam
Karasharya vachasarojamamalam Gita-kandotkalam
Anakhyanakesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam.
Nanakyanakakesaram Harikathas Sambodhana Bodhidam
Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda
Loke Sanchana Shatpaderaha Pevi Yamanam Buddha
Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam. This Pankajam, that's a type of Pankajam Kalimala Pradhamsina Shreyase.
Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimana Pradvasina Shriyase.
So here again another beautiful imagination is that Parasharya Vachasvaroja Mamalam. So here Naha Shreyase. Last we can take Naha Shreyase. Asmakam. Aha is Asmakam. Asmakam Shreyaha Bhavatu. Let it be for the good of us. How? By destroying the Kali Mala, the doshas of the Kali Yuga. The current Yuga is Kali Yuga. So, by destroying the Kali Yuga, which destroys the Kali Yuga? Bharata Pankajam. This Bharata Pankajam, this Pankaja means lotus. This lotus, the Mahabharata lotus. Mahabharata is compared to the lotus. May it destroy the Kali Mala, the blemish, the defects of this Kali Yuga, and may it be for our good, ultimate good. Nagashreyase. And the Mahabharata is compared to the lotus. So, how the lotus is, where the lotus grows, and how the lotus is, that is being described in the other lines. Parasharya Vachasvaroja Mamalam. The lotus is born. Where it is born? Born on the waters. Lotus is born in the water. And what are the water here? The waters are the words of the Parasharya. Parashara is Parasharasya Putraha, that is Vyasaha, Vyasacharya. The words of the Vyasacharya are the water in which the Mahabharata lotus grows, blooms. Gitarthagandhotkatam. And it has got Gita. Madhye Mahabharatam, we saw before. Gita is located in the middle of the Mahabharata, and the Gita, which is compared to the fragrance, Gandha of the Mahabharata lotus. Gita is the fragrance of the Mahabharata lotus. Then this Mahabharata lotus has got many stamens, that is compared to the many stories. Mahabharata has got many stories. Stories inside the stories like that. So they're all compared to the stamens of the lotus. And it is Mahabharata lotus is completely bloomed by the stories of Lord Harikatha. Harikatha is Hari is Bhagavan Krishna. Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam. So it is bloomed by revealing the stories of Bhagavan, Lord Hari, Lord Krishna. The story of Krishna also is there. Then Loke Sajjana Shatpadhai. Shatpada is honeybee. It has got 6 legs. Therefore, 6-legged Shatpada. Shatpada. So, in the world, Sajjana Shatpada, good. Sajjana is good people. So, they are compared to the honeybees. What they do? Aharagaha, day in and day out, every day, day after day. Tepiyamanam muda. They drink this honey again and again. Tepiyamanam muda. Not everybody drinks. Only Sajjana, only those people who are committed to gaining this knowledge moksha, they drink the honey which is contained in the Mahabharata Lotus, and they drink again and again. So by listening to Mahabharata, and the Gita is located in the Mahabharata, which is the fragrance, so they get Ananda again and again. Good people, they are fascinated by Mahabharata. So that Mahabharata, therefore Mahabharata is compared to the lotus, and may that lotus, which has got Bhagavad Gita, may it be the destroyer of our dosha or kalimala, the blemishes. That is ajnana. That is the meaning. May the spotless lotus, spotless, amalam, no malam, malam na vidyate, born of the water of the words of the son of Parashara, Vyasacharya, having the meaning of Gita as its sweet fragrance, with its many stories as stamens. Stamens is filaments, fully opened by the revealing stories of the Lord Bhagavan Hari, relished happily day after day by the honeybees, who are the right thinking people of the world. They listen to the stories of Lord Hari again and again. And also, of course, his teaching also that is Gita, it is compared to the fragrance. So this lotus of Mahabharata, which destroys the blemish of Kali Yuga, may it be for our good. Nagashreyase. In praise of the Mahabharata. This is the verse in praise of the Mahabharata. Mahabharata itself. It says, let it be good for the good of all the people. Let this beautiful lotus epic be for moksha, the liberation, the most desired end. Nagashreyase. Shreya. Shreyas means moksha, ultimate good, moksha. It destroys all the problems of Kali Yuga. Kali is that which is selfish. Any evil is called Kali. Kali Yuga is a yuga, a time period when people become easily caught up in their own likes and dislikes, ragas and dveshas. The Mahabharata has a number of guidelines for people to follow. It talks about ethics, personal, social, and political values, and even logistics through interpretative illustrations. The lotus that is in Mahabharata. What kind of a lotus is this Mahabharata? Just like any other lotus, it is born of water. It comes from the water of words. This water of words springs forth from Vyasa, the son of Parashara. Also, this word lotus is as clean as the lotus in the pond. It has a strong, sweet fragrance of the meaning of Gita. So, it is blemishless. The words of Mahabharata, the words of Vyasacharya are blemishless as the lotus. Therefore, it is compared to the lotus. Lotus doesn't have any blemish, and it has fragrance, and that the fragrance is the Gita is its fragrance. The meaning is something silent. It is something that you understand. You can repeat a word because it is a sound, but its meaning is always silent. You can see a flower, but the smell cannot be seen anywhere. You can only sense it. Similarly, the meaning of the Gita makes the whole Mahabharata wafted with fragrance. The epic is a lotus that exudes the fragrance of the meaning of the Gita. Exudes means emerges or spreads. There are many small stories within stories, and these stories are like the rows of the stamens of the lotus. The stamen of the saffron flower are the most fragrant. whereas the stamen of the lotus are known for the beauty. If Gita is a fragrance of the Mahabharata, then the stories are stamens which impart beauty to it. Because of Krishna's presence in the Gita, it is the Lord's story. Without it, Mahabharata would be a lotus that had not yet bloomed. The opening of a bud required the sun. The Lord's story is a sun. It opens up the Mahabharata with devotion. It provides the light necessary for this opening enjoyment of the Gita. The Gita is being enjoyed happily. People are drinking deeply from it, taking more and more day after day. Who are these people? They are likened to an insect with 6 legs, honeybee, for instance. Human beings have five sense organs plus a thinking intellect. Some extra intellect is necessary to extract the nectar from the epic flower that is a Gita. The people who enjoy the Gita are therefore thinking people, those who use their intellects. Let this Gita, which is the destroyer of all the problems in Kali Yuga, of the problems caused by likes and dislikes, be it for the good of all people. So, therefore, the Vivekis, Vairagis, for them, they are the right thinking means Viveka. If they are Vairagya, they will come for moksha. Vivekis are they are right, they are thinking people. Therefore, they rightly go after, properly go after, dharmically go after Dharma, Artha, Kama Purushartha. And also, if they have Vairagya, they will come moksha. For moksha, Gita is required. So, Gita talks about dharma as well as moksha. So, it is one way it is Dharma Shastra. So, being Dharma Shastra will follow Dharma Shastra only, dharmika people, good people, sajjanaha. So, therefore, right thinking people, for them, this is a source of happiness. Therefore, they come again and again and drink the honey. Now, the next verse. The next verse is in praise of the Lord, which says, I salute the Lord, who is all Ananda, joy, fullness, whose form and expression are Ananda, and who is Lord Krishna. Verse number 8. We'll see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha.